The Song Celestial. Despondent, overwhelmed with compassion as he sat, his troubled eyes filled with tears, Krishna, the slayer of Madhu, spoke to him. This body, O son of Kunti, is known as the field, and one who is aware of it is called the knower of the field by the wise. And know that I am the knower of the field in all the fields. The knowledge of the field and the knower of that, in my opinion, is true knowledge. I am the Self, dwelling in the hearts of all beings. I am the beginning and the middle and the end of all beings. For to one who is born, death is indeed certain, and to one who dies, birth is certain. Therefore, you should not grieve for the inevitable. That is not born, nor does it ever die. Nor, having been, does it ever cease to be. That unborn, eternal, abiding, primeval being is not slain when the body is slain. Invulnerable it is, not to be burnt, not to be drenched or dried. It is eternal, all-pervading, changeless, motionless, enduring. Know that which pervades all this to be indestructible, that immutable none can destroy. The unreal has no being. The real no non-being. These two facts the truth-seers perceive. Just as the all-pervading ether, being subtle, is not affected, tainted, or contaminated by anything, even so, the self pervading the whole body is not tainted. Neither sun, nor moon, nor fire illumine this state, on attaining which one does not return. And this is my supreme abode. This supreme state is called the unmanifest, imperishable. That is my highest abode. For those who attain to it, there is no return. The undeluded, those who are free from pride and ignorance, who have overcome the evil of attachment, who are ever devoted to the self, who have turned away from desires and are entirely beyond the dualities of pleasure and pain, attain that imperishable state. One who abandons the injunctions of the scriptures and behaves according to the impulses of their desires attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the highest state of salvation. One who sees the Supreme Lord residing equally in all beings, the imperishable one among the perishables, sees truly. Only by unswerving devotion can I be known and truly seen in this form, and even be entered into. The faith of everyone is according to their nature. Humans are essentially endowed with faith. What their faith is, that indeed they are. One who has faith and concentration and has subdued their senses attains knowledge. Having gained knowledge, they speedily attain supreme peace. To them, ever steadfast in loving worship, I give the yoga of understanding, by which they attain to me. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy the darkness born of ignorance with the effulgent light of knowledge. but in those whose unwisdom is destroyed by wisdom, that wisdom, like the sun, reveals the Supreme. Mighty, they say, are the senses. Mightier than these, the mind. Mightier than that, the intellect. But mightier still is that. Thus, knowing that, beyond the intellect, control yourself by the self and slay the enemy in the form of desire, hard though it may be. As a well-lit fire consumes its fuel, so does the fire of knowledge reduce all activity to ashes. One whose undertakings are all free from desire, and whose activity has been purified in the flame of wisdom, is termed a sage by those who know. Brahma Nirvana lies around those who have freed themselves from anger and desire, who have subdued their minds and have known the self. One should gradually attain quietude with the intellect held steadfast, and the mind sunk in the self, allowing no thought to arise. To whatever side the restless, unsteady mind wanders away, one should check it and bring it back controlled to the self. With the senses, mind, and intellect subdued, the saint who devoutly seeks liberation without desire, fear, or wrath, they are indeed ever liberated. One who is thus integrated in yoga sees all with an equal eye, seeing themselves in all beings and all beings in themselves. To those, however, who dwell on me in single-minded worship, I guarantee fulfillment of their needs and security. The foremost of these is the wise one, the jnani, who is ever steadfast and devoted to the One. Very dear am I to the wise one, and they to me. At the end of many births, the person of wisdom comes to me, realizing that Vasudeva is all. Such a great soul is very rare to find. When a person casts out all desires of the mind and is content in themselves, they are said to be steadfast in wisdom. They attain peace who abandons all desires, acting without attachment, free from I and mine. One by whom the world is not afflicted, and who is not afflicted by the world, who is free from pleasure, anger, fear, and anxiety. They are dear to me. The same in honor and dishonor, towards friends and foes. One who abandons the initiative in all undertakings is called one beyond qualities. For those, however, who rejoice only in the self, is gratified with the self, and content with the self. No action is incumbent. They have nothing to gain by actions done, or to lose by those undone. They are not dependent on anyone for the achievement of any object. Satisfied with what comes to them by chance, beyond the pairs of opposites, free from envy, equal in success and failure. They are not bound by their actions. The Lord resides in the hearts of all, O Arjuna, revolving all creatures by prakriti, as if mounted on a machine. Surrender unto it with all your heart. Through grace, you will attain to supreme peace and the perennial abode.